welcome to this episode of the Between the Pages podcast. Today we're going to be talking, we're back in our mini-series. Last time we talked about Jake and the Snake. This time we're going to be talking about Able Abel. And Able Abel is kind of like when tech tries to take over and how to get your kids back.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'm Jimmy, this is Sarah. Welcome to our podcast. This little mini series, if you will, that we're doing on each of the books is kind of a top level view or highlights, if you will, of the key points.
Yeah.
And Able, it's our first book that has two words that sound the same but are spelled differently. And so, there are lots of words like that in the English language. There's bark and there's a long list of them. And so it was that, okay? And so then, when we got the rhyming words and all that kind of stuff, but as it went along, I kind of realized, this is a book where technology is becoming more and more pervasive, and it's infiltrating more and more of your personal time, and even affects your relationships with other people, because most people are more interested in the device in their hand than they are flesh and blood that's sitting there with them. And so,
which you hear all the time with people like, oh, you go out to a restaurant. The problem is I don't even go out to restaurants. But they say you go out to restaurants and everybody's just sitting there on their phone. The whole family's there, but everybody's just on their phone. And I'm like, I do go out to restaurants sometimes, but you go there and it's not like when y'all would take us to the restaurants when we were kids. You would take us to the restaurants when we were kids and it was like a room with tables. Yeah. And now it's like there's TVs everywhere. Yeah. Even when you go to just regular, not a sports bar type of thing, but just a regular place, there's TVs everywhere. And it's like, why?
Well, it's addictive.
It's addictive. People have to. They just gotta have it all the time.
We've mentioned it in the past. And we're probably going to talk about this some in the next book, Fat Cat. But there are substances. I think everyone would agree that drinking and driving is not a good idea.
Yeah.
Smoking cigarettes is not a healthy life choice. Those types of things are addictive, and they can be a problem for you.
Yeah.
And one of these days, people are going to come to the conclusion that technology, while it's in moderation, probably an okay thing. And in moderation, used for some type of purpose that's constructive.
Technology is a tool, not a master.
Right.
And for a lot of people, it's become a master over them. They have
That's all they think about.
Yeah, they just, when can I get to it? They use their phone while they're going to the bathroom. They use their phone while they're eating their meal. Right. Some people use their phone when they're driving, which is not safe. Even if it's not legal in your state, it's not safe.
Right.
And so it's just like, even in the car rides, it's like, give the kids a movie to watch. And I get that for like a 14-hour car ride, but you can make it in car rides with no TV, and it just takes a little bit of extra effort on the parents.
Just going down to the neighborhood, Walmart.
Going down to the store.
Shouldn't have said something, or a grocery store or some, thing. Then, you don't need to watch TV to do that. You don't need to
look out the windows.
You don't need to entertain your kids at all.
And they actually say, like, the more you use your GPS, it messes with your memory in your brain, and it makes it harder for you to remember how to get to places.
Yeah.
And so I try really as much as possible to, obviously sometimes you don't know where you're going and you need a GPS, but for as much as possible, you not using it is better for your brain, because your brain has to think, okay, once I get to this place, then I turn here, then I go here, and it has to remember and use that function in your brain.
Right.
But when you just having the GPS tell you what to do, it does something. I don't know what it does, but I know it does something that makes it harder for you to remember.
Well, you get lazy mentally. Is what basically it comes down to. I can remember our home number 539-1202 when I was a kid. You know, but most people don't even know the numbers of the people that they call.
Which I've even started doing that instead of in my phone. Instead of clicking on the person and just pressing dial, I go to the phone and I dial their actual number when I'm trying to call them or whatever, so that I remember it.
Yeah, so you can remember the number, because who knows, one day you may need to know that number. Yeah. And like addresses and things of that nature, I can remember when I lived in Utah, 1081 South, 1000 East, Clearfield, Utah. I mean, I just remember that. But the older now, younger generation doesn't. I mean, they just don't know that that's something they should be doing. Yeah. And I guess memorization can have its good aspects and it can have its bad aspects. You know, but there are some things that you just really and truly you ought to just know. And that's the whole thing with Able Abel is Mabel, the sister, she gets kind of caught up in the technology and she can't break free. And so she needs a source outside of herself to help her get loose from the addiction that she has.
Yeah, because it comes an idol. And people don't think of it that way, because people take idol as some sculpture figure that you're praying directly to. But it's not. It's anything that you're putting above God.
Well, it's a graven image is the way the commandment reads. And so you don't want to have any of those. Yeah. And so, but it can be more than that. I mean, it can be just, an activity or something. And
your first attention, your best energy, and your last word. So.
Yeah. Right. And so, you just need to think about that. Yeah. What am I doing? Why am I doing this? Yeah. And, I mean, your first clue ought to be that if you're doing, watching television or spending time on your phone, an exorbitant amount of time, and I guess that would be something you'd have to define for yourself, what that means, then you ought to know that something's not exactly right. Yeah. Okay, I mean,
or sometimes you're just on your phone and you're like, I don't even know why I'm on my phone. It's like, right. I'll go do we hang out with some people and everybody will be hanging, and then there's one person that's just always just in their phone, and the mom will even be like, oh, are you gonna come out and not even come out and play, but because she'll be sitting right there on the couch and we're all in the kitchen talking. She's like, you can come into the real world and hang out with people, and it's she's just absorbed.
She's not interested in you. Yeah. She's not interested. And and that's only going to continue. Yeah. She'll grow up and, as soon as she has her own freedom.
Well, it's interesting because sometimes you don't even realize that she's there. Because it's just everybody's talking and then it's like, oh, she's just over there.
Well, you mentioned
and I get that some people are shy and everything, but
well, we would mention when you were young, we would go out to dinner and that kind of thing, and it was different. Well, the thing that was different is you guys didn't have phones.
Yeah, that too.
We just
didn't even exist. I don't think.
So I see little 4 and 5-year-olds running
with
around
a phone. With a phone. I went to the store the other day, or it wasn't the store, it was a doctor's office type of thing, and these 2 kids came in, and they both had a phone. The one was a little bit older than Eleanor's age, probably 6 or so, had his own phone. The girl had her phone, and I'm like, you gotta be 10. And you're with your, I can understand, they're going to sports events and stuff, and I don't understand it. I don't understand it.
Well, there was a landline and there was one phone.
There's a landline.
And,
there's this lady, I watched some of her videos. Because we're not anti-technology. We do use technology. I mean, we have a podcast. We watch TV sometimes. We try not to be, you try not to be absorbed in it because you can be. But I see this one lady on the internet and she's like, I'm raising my kids like we were in the 90s, and we have a landline phone, and that's what they can use. VHS tapes is what they're allowed to watch, and it's like, wow. I don't even know where you get a VHS TV anymore. You got to go to Goodwill to get VHS
Yeah, well, I mean, that's
tapes.
the problem. I mean, the more time goes by, the more the technology becomes ingrained.
Well, and that's what I said. I was like, even commercials, which are so annoying and awful, but it almost was like a snap you out of it thing, because now it's like you can just sit there and you can watch a whole days of videos of one season, or what people do that, they'll watch like a whole season of something in one day, and it's like before you had to wait, you get one episode a week or two episodes a week, and you had to wait or to the next day you could watch another episode, and it's
and in between time you filled in your activities with something else, which is actually that's the way you should live life.
And even like when we were kids, even watching cartoons and stuff, I didn't like commercials. Who likes commercials? But we would like, oh, commercials on, and you could go outside, get on your bike, ride in the driveway, ride back, and the commercial was over. And I get everybody can't do that, but you can go do something in between time.
Well, and it's kind of an interesting point that you make, is that you need to think about, okay, what at the end of this, whatever it is I'm doing, if I spent my entire day streaming some show or some activity, well, how did that help me improve my position in life?
Yeah.
And then don't be all down and out and complaining when someone else who doesn't do that suddenly gets a better job.
Yeah.
Or gets a raise.
Yeah.
Because they're more focused on...
Well, because you can keep going to school even once you have a job. I mean, talking in an adult world, not just kid world. I mean, you can have a job. Some people are like, oh, I already got my degree, got my job, good, and that's fine. Mm-hmm. But if you want to get ahead, you also can, go to school and...
Well, things change, so you need to keep up. If you're in an engineering environment or accounting or a doctor or whatever, there's new techniques and new methods all the time, and so you need to stay refreshed on that. And so learning is something that goes on for your entire life, but Mabel needs somebody to help her break free that's outside of her, because she can't do it on her own. And that's the way addictions are. And the best thing is not to start.
Yeah.
And so
but sometimes you don't even realize that you're falling into the hole.
Well, no, you don't, and that's the whole idea. And so the thing is,
walking in a circle on the path, and then you're like, oh, I'm stuck in a hole.
Well, and the other aspect of it is, the subconscious mind is a pretty interesting place.
Yeah.
And when we were growing up, they would have, they would embed, like you would go to the movie theater or something, and in between, if you ever notice, there'll be a little white dot, and then a white dot, and then it would splice the film. And so that they would. Yeah, well, they still do in some places.
It's really fast because I've never seen it.
But if you watch old movies on TV, you see a white dot. That's the end of that piece of film, and the next piece of film needs to start. And so they would stop that reel, start this reel. Well, sometimes in between there, they would very quickly put up popcorn and drink in between reels, and that's subliminal advertising. And so these television shows and technology, they do that too.
Yeah.
It's not as back then. People were concerned about it, and people today it doesn't seem to bother them. And so you really don't know what's embedded in what images are embedded in the things that you're constantly just staring at. But your mind does.
Yeah, your
subconscious mind sees that, and you may think something is harmless and innocent, and it's really not. It's not wholesome, not good.
Yeah.
Or even worse, kind of thing. So, yeah, and so she breaks free from it, but then, you should be in communication with God. That's who you should be spending most of your time communicating with, not your phone, not your television, not your, whatever else it is that's making you focus on
I guess there's like video games too.
Yeah, there's arcade. Well, they have video games or computer games or whatever. And some things, okay, a little entertainment is okay, But when it becomes
You also
like,
don't have to be consumed in it. Boredom's great.
right. And so when you get on these,
they have people now I've been seeing doing like I don't know what they call it, but it's basically like technology detoxing and like forcing themselves to be bored to make their brain like work better. Yeah. And so they'll just sit in a chair for 40 minutes.
Well, it's not natural.
And not do anything.
It's not natural to be attached to a telephone. Yeah. To become a telephone. Yeah. That's not natural behavior. And if you find that you can't break free from it, then you might want to think about, if you don't have the willpower yourself, or a relationship with God to help you break free from these addictions, you might want to think about getting some professional assistance.
Yeah. Well, and also the replacement, not just removing, helps too. If you're actually trying to, if you're Mabel and you need help, replacing, not just removing, so adding simple off-screen activities helps, not just sit in a chair and don't do anything.
Able Abel is the book that deals with communication. Yeah. And who is your communicator? Are you communicating with technology, or are you communicating with your creator, your God?
Which creator. AI wasn't even like as big of a thing when we were making this. As an AI is in here somewhere.
Yeah, AI is a kind of a.
It's a joke. It wasn't even that big of a deal when we were making this. Now it's like everywhere. It's all over the place. Well, I think it's just in that one scene right here. I'll put it up here.
That's the original AI who's not wholesome and good. And then in the Jesus scene, when he's handing out the rock, he has the new AI. That's a good AI, because there's nothing wrong with AI. Oh, yeah. Okay, in a sense, but what you have to keep in mind, what you have to do to keep in mind is artificial intelligence is man-made.
Yeah.
And so whatever limitations man has, any lying, cheating, whatever, coveting,
is in there.
Is that person programmed AI. And so, of course, that's going to have those human characteristics associated with it, because man is imperfect. And so just keep that in mind. AI is not going to...
Well, and it's not perfect because it's man-made.
Right.
It's not... It's like... People don't seem to understand that. It's not some magical thing that just appeared and has all of the answers to life. It was programmed by someone. Right. So if the programmer had, like they call it the fat finger thing, and they put in something wrong in there when they were doing it, well, it's going to always output that wrong answer, or that wrong thing.
Up until it gets fixed and gets a recompile, and a new version gets released. Yeah. And then that problem will be complete. It will be resolved. And so, but that's the whole thing. Most people go in and complain about the software's not doing this, or the software's not doing that, and the person on the tech support's like, yeah, it's a software problem. No,
it's not.
It's a programmer problem. The programmer, the person doing it, is the problem. And it's a great way to go, well, we can blame the software, because what are you going to do to the software?
Yeah.
You can't do anything to it. It doesn't have any feeling.
Like, I tried to explain to that one kid, what I call kid, they're like my age, basically. But it's like, your brain is more powerful than AI. Your brain's more powerful than the computer. Your brain is the most amazing computer that's on Earth. Yeah. It can do, and I don't even think, I think they say we only use like 4% of our brain or something like that.
That's not true.
That's not true?
Some kind of wives' tale or whatever. You use 100% of your brain.
100%.
Okay, all the time. Unless you got some kind of damage or something that makes it so you can't. But yeah, in general, you use all your brain is used all the time, because you got autonomic systems, you got everything. There's all kinds of things going on all the time.
Yeah, that you're not even aware of.
Yeah, you're breathing.
Yeah, you're aware of it. You're not going, okay, take a breath now. Okay, make sure you keep beating heart. Okay,
well,
make sure you keep growing nails.
Yeah. So, but all of those systems run and work, and there's all kinds of things happening in your body at this very moment that your brain is keeping up with.
Yeah.
temperature.
Yeah. Well, I just was I think the example I used was like, if a computer, I think is how I said it, if a computer was as intelligent as your brain, I would be able to show you a picture, a real life picture. No, I don't know what I said. I'd have to go relook at it.
Well,
I'd be able to show the upload a picture to, I can look at a picture. We took a picture. I look at it and I go, man, I remember that day. I remember what it smelled like at let's say the fair. Oh, I remember what it smelled like at the fair. I remember how much fun we had. Oh, we ran into this person and that person, and there's all of these memories attached to this picture. And there's all this other information inside of it that is rebooted basically when I look at it. If a computer was as smart as your brain, you would be able to download that picture into the computer and it would get all of those details. It would be able to have all of that information because it would just automatically upload.
Yeah, and the only reason you're able to do that is because you were there.
Yeah.
But another person even looking at that picture wouldn't know.
Yeah, well, they wouldn't know all of that.
And so AI can never possibly know that because it's basically another person. It's some other programmer or whatever, and so it can't know those things.
Yeah.
It can suspect. It can,
It can go, I've analyzed these other 14 people, and so I'm able to, put my best guess.
Yeah, if everybody's in short sleeves and the leaves are green, it's going to go, well, it was obviously a warm day.
Yeah.
But that's about as far as it can go. They can't tell you much more than that. And so, but that's the whole thing. And so the thing is...
Well, even like that one, the AI that does our camera system now, that it's a black cat, and it's like, well, it's not really, or a dog. It says a small dog, and it was Greg.
Yeah.
And it's like, he's a cat. So it's like, it kind of is there, but it's not.
Yeah, but, so the thing is Mabel is stuck. She doesn't know how to get out. It didn't happen by accident. Okay, it didn't happen by accident that she wound up like she is.
It starts off just right in the thick of it, but it happened a lot over time.
Yeah, it was gradual over time that she became addicted, and she can't break free from herself. And so the thing is she needs an outside force. In this particular case, it's Gable, the angel, and Abel, her brother, help her break free. But in most people's cases, it's God is going to be the entity that helps you break free from your addiction. And then, after that, she doesn't go back and start, go right back to where she came from, because she now knows, there's a hazard associated with it.
And then they go and help set the Sable free.
Right, because it got trapped, but they use technology to help them. Technology can be used for good.
Yeah.
It's just when you're just sitting there mindlessly looking at it that it's not a positive event. So if you want to have the peace of God, you're not going to find it in technology. I really and truly, I don't think there's any peace there.
Yeah.
Okay, so, not the peace of God anyway. That is a whole different experience other than what you're going to see on your phone.
So, our challenge for you this week is, in following the Able Abel theme, pick one screen boundary for 7 days, at the same time, same rules, in calm tone. And follow through with it.
Yeah, and just work on yourself before you try to work on everyone else.
Yeah.
And be an example, like we say, to other people. And so, when they like want to be like you, like, well, this is something I do that I see you do, that you do a lot of it, and I don't do that much of it. And I don't spend a lot of time on my phone. Sometimes I can't even find my phone. I don't even know where it's at. It's like, okay. And, somebody sends me a text and it's, hours, half a day, more before I ever even know they sent me a text or whatever. Oh, I'm sorry, I was doing something else. And so for a lot of people, they know immediately if something happens. They know immediately if somebody calls them or texts them or do whatever. And I just think that's not natural.
Yeah.
That you would know that you would be that way. So anyway.
So
it's a good book.
Next time we'll be talking about Fat Cat. We hope you enjoyed this mini series on what's going on in the books.
Yep.
And we'll see you next time. Don't forget to like, subscribe, follow.
Thank you very much.